Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
That's why the whole point about polygamy, it's like there's a lot of things that are beneath it that we all automatically feel defensive about it. But if you go through the layers, it doesn't make sense. And now I think I'm going to address some of the girls, because the girls, they look at polygamy and they think it's wrong. The guys, they look at polygamy, they think it's wrong. They never think about why. But let's address the girls.
The woman.
The woman. In polygamy, the idea is, why would a woman be against polygamy? Technically speaking, it's because if you have one wife, all of your money goes to that one wife.
Mm-hmm.
If you have two wives, the woman gets insecure, and in terms of attention and money, it goes to two wives. 3, 4. So why is that the case? It's because there's a misunderstanding about how should the money be allocated.
The ummah. They forget about the ummah actually when they want to just be the one. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Do they forget about the ummah? How you can explain? How is that?
So say, okay, how many dresses do you really need? You need 100, or if there's somebody the same size as you that you say you love her as your sister so much, or if she can have 50 and you have 50, you need 100 and you need her to not have any?
I see what you're saying.
What if she wants to have children, and what if so happen it be that her father sees me as somebody that is potentially could have that responsibility and respectfully uphold it without flaunting or telling anybody about my business, about how many wives that someone has. It's nobody's business. Why would that be something that one wife would not want? That would have to be something that she discusses. Now, I do know that the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, his daughter said that she didn't want to have multiple. She didn't want her husband to have.
There's a hadith about that. Basically, what happened was, while she was reading the Quran with Ali, Fatima. So isn't that interesting? Ali, the two sex. Anyway, she was reading the Quran, and the verse about polygamy, she started lowering her voice a little bit while she was reading. She was still reciting. She lowered her voice a little bit.
To that part.
And then Ali responded. He was like, "You don't have to worry about lowering your voice. You are worth 4 women to me." So this is how we see the examples, how Islam has all of the answers, subhanAllah.
Do some women have more virtue than others?
Oh,
I'm not saying there's anybody better.
There are
than
men
anybody.
who have more virtue than other men.
So what did Ali mean when he said that?
I mean, even if you think about business,
Was
is
it
Jeff
romance?
Bezos
Was it
monetarily?
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
Was it romance? Was it like a romantic statement, or was he literally saying, "You're like one of the most virtuous women I know"? 4 would not even. You're 4 already.
Probably virtue, because Fatima radiallahu anha was like that level. Maybe it was
So
also
it had
probably
nothing to
also
do with romance. It had nothing to do with romance. It was a virtuous thing that he saw in her.
But but I was also gonna say it could have also been the romance aspect. What I'm saying is, just because, let's say you find a very deenie woman, does that mean that the right of the man to have multiple women is now nullified? No. It just happened to be that Ali radiallahu anhu, that's how he felt, because it's not mandatory to have multiple wives if you want to. But again, it goes back to, why are you having multiple wives? Then the idea of finances, and then greed, as you mentioned. And I have no pushback against that, but I don't think greed is a bad thing. And let's say a woman has huge ambitions. She wants a lot of money. She wants to buy things. She wants 50 dresses.
Greed is a bad thing. Ambition is not a bad thing.
Ambition is not a bad thing. So what I'm saying is, we don't understand how finances work in Islam, right? In this country, it's my money is my money, your money is your money. And people think that in Islam, a man's money is a woman's money. Not vice versa. But actually, there's a bit of a caveat there too. How do finances work, to my understanding, when it comes to marital relations?
Wait, hold on. We got to re-explain that. In this country, United States, when they say what's mine is yours, I think in this country, the money that is the husband's is the wife's money.
Right.
In Islam, the money that's the husband's is the husband's money and is to be used for the necessities of the wife. But
that's exactly what I'm going to explain.
all right.
So, actually, in both cases, Islam and this country, a man's money is a man's money, and a woman's money is a woman's money. Let me explain. So, in this country, if a man makes 100K, and a girl makes 100, and a woman makes 100K, thanks for clarifying that. So, the man can spend 100K on whatever he wants. The woman can spend 100K on whatever she wants. Okay, fine. But in Islam, actually how it works is, let's talk about the man first. The man has obligations, financial obligations to his wife. Okay. Now, what are those obligations? They are related to safety, security. So, having a roof over your head. Being able to have a consistent form of sustenance, which obviously all of this comes from Allah, but the man is just the medium through that. And then clothing. But, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala literally describes the spouse as clothing for the other spouse. Right. So what I'm saying is, not all of a man's money is a woman's money. This is a key point. Because if a man makes 100,000 and he can fulfill the obligations of the woman with 24,000 or 50,000, that 50,000 that's remaining is his money.
And he can make a...
He can do whatever he wants to do with it.
I would love to support somebody else with this.
This is the key point that I'm bringing. That's what I'm saying. Because here's what I'm saying. The amount, that's why I'm talking about the financial breakdown. Because in Islam, a lot of Muslim women, they think that, whatever, 100% of what my man is making is mine. So if you have a 20 million a year earner, a man, the woman thinks that all of that is hers. But of course, the amount that you spend for your wife, and even in terms of the essentials, should be proportionate to how much you're making. That's like a different topic. But that's why it's important. And then on the woman's side, working is not haram. So if she has a huge level of ambition, she has huge wants, Islam promotes that. There are intellectual women. There are women who were businesswomen. Khadija radiallahu anha, she was a businesswoman. And then the Prophet ﷺ appointed a woman general. That tells you as much as you need to know that women were given roles outside of the house. In our Muslim culture, in our Muslim society, we think that, a woman's role is in the house. But if the Prophet ﷺ said otherwise, that a woman, if she wants, can do other things, we have no right to restrict them. So
every man honestly should want a woman like that as well, honestly.
It depends on the woman. That's the thing. People say that Islam is anti-feminist. Islam is what feminism wants, because feminism... Hold on. Let me land. Feminism, the idea about feminism, what's the true essence about feminism is a woman wants to be able to choose. People think that feminism is, all women should work. That's not the case. Feminism actually is a woman should be able to choose whether she wants to stay at home and she wants to take care of the kids and do that, or she wants to work and take care of the kids. Because taking care of the children is incumbent on the man and the woman, but also there are roles and responsibilities that we believe for both parties. But what I'm saying is, in the core of feminism, it's not about pushing women to work. It's not about that. Actually, what women want. When you talk to a feminist...
We'll have to do that one day, inshallah.
And they say, believe me, you don't want to.
Hey, we'll have to do it.
It's fun.
We'll have to do
and
it.
you have to be really knowledgeable, so then you don't give them misinformation, and then they're going to get even angrier. Yeah. But because they're already in a position of self-defense. They're like on a defensive position. They're up against the wall because of how we treated them.
I think we'll both be a great...
Inshallah. We have more to learn, inshallah. Yeah. But the core aspect of feminism, what girls really want from what women really want from feminism, is the choice. Right. And Islam gives women the choice and respect.
Right.
But feminism, it just pushes women to work. So then the women who want to raise their family feel ostracized by feminism.
Right. Because mashallah, and that's an excellent thing that you bring up, because essentially
It's crazy to think, right?
So essentially, it is causing like a sense of confusion for women that want to be like, okay, no, I don't want to be a feminist. Okay, like, let's just stop using that word altogether, and let's just start using like, okay, how are we going to respect the woman more? How are we going to like give more clarity to make the woman understand that you do have the decision, that it's in your, you can make the decision. I'm not giving you the authority to make the decision. You have the authority to make the decision already. Communicate that in the best way possible, so that we can collaborate with each other. And what's happening with feminism is they're teaching women to not want to collaborate with men at all. There's like there's women who there's women who know how to do it. There's women who are just completely not even wanting to learn how to collaborate with men at all. And you have these women that are changing themselves from women to now they're going to add extra things to their body. And then you got women that just maybe don't want to add extra things to their body, but they want to have an unnatural relationship with another woman. You know what I'm saying? And this is when it becomes extremely confusing, because, you know, women that have their natural femininity about themselves, that want to be with a man, that want to nurture a man, that want to have the child and stay home for the 5-year period, or maybe even homeschool the child, like step into that role and be able to do that and start a business off of it and help other women to do that thing about it. That is something that is being taken away from the woman, and we don't want to take that away from what they were created with. Women were created with organs and things that nurture a child. You know, when a man places the seed inside of the woman, that's a nurturing. You just place it inside of soil, you nurtured it right there. The woman is supposed to nurture that. The man is supposed to nurture the woman in that.
And vice versa.
And vice versa. But the woman is going to need an extra amount of that, because she's growing something there. And whatever you put into her, you spiritually put something into her, you physically put something into her, and her mental and emotional state will change, and she will literally start to become a version of you almost, because she's growing a version of you. She will literally start to, the organ, the placenta that she has, is something that you help create as well.
SubhanAllah.
You know what I'm saying? Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that created all things to even go in that way. You know, I always make an analogy. The water is not what hydrates you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what allowed the water to hydrate you. There's people who drink water who are they're not able to get hydrated by the water, and they just get bloated. There's people who drink water, they're not able to get hydrated by the water, they just get bloated. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said no.
So got me wanting to reach for this water.
I was gonna ask you if you wanted some, but I remembered that you had that one right there. You want some of the oil of oregano?
Let's try it.
You just put one drop in there. It's a little spicy.
And then I just mix it up?
Yeah.
All right, bet.
That's all you need.
Wow. This is not an advertisement, but it is an advertisement. Go make that. Speaking of business ideas.
Man, this stuff right here, I tell you, man. This stuff right here, it not only hydrates you when it gets through your blood flow, it energizes you.
Talking about energy.
Strong. It's strong, huh?
That's tough. I didn't just get some hydration. I got a little bit of energy too.
Man, this stuff heals you, and it will build you, and then we'll back up. This is not an advertisement, but inshallah,
but it is an advertisement.
Man, we're gonna make sure we're gonna make sure that we possibly get a contract for those things.
Because if you believe in it,
get a contract for
and you tell
things.
people about it, and it works, and people see benefit,
SubhanAllah.
Why not? It's like it's a
Allah
good
gave
thing.
them, whoever that created those things, like to sign. SubhanAllah, He created that so we can help people's health at the end of the day. Not just to make money and stuff like that, but to help people's health. You know what I'm saying?
Then not just to make money, there's barakah in business.
Right.
So, we were put on this earth we leverage our skills for the sake of Allah.
Yeah.
So the ambition that even guys have to make money, I think it's a good thing. But alhamdulillah, so now I remember. It was about women. So you know how we were talking about women, they have this innate femininity about them.
Correct.
And I think that's true. However, I think especially in this country, maybe around the world now, what's happened actually is that there's this fear that women have because women want to be safe and secure. They want to feel comfortable.
Right.
Right. But where does insecurity come from? Shaitan. And so you went straight to the answer. But I was going to talk about how one of our initial conversations about the presence of the man. So if you have that seed of insecurity as a child, you grow older, that femininity needs to be protected.
Right.
So if you don't protect that femininity from an early age, it won't
blossom.
Exactly. But I'm saying, what vector does Shaitan use in this case? He plants seeds in the mind of the husband and the wife. Not even husband and the wife, because it is zina, but
it chemically changes the composition of that woman.
Before the child is even born.
It's a chemical.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying, even before the child is born,
wow,
there's beliefs that we have, there's demonic things that are going on, that then when the child is finally born, they say, what is the latest that you should start planning for a child? Do you know? Islamically?
No.
The latest time, not the earliest. Give a guess.
What do you mean? In terms of age, what do you mean?
Like planning for a child's future.
Before the child is born. Before, I believe, you even, like, alhamdulillah, I know now, before you even lay down with your wife that time, to say, let's do this.
Some people think it's when the child is born. Some people think that, oh, it's right before college. No, that's not when you plan. Islamically, the latest that you can plan for a child is before you meet your spouse. Subhanallah. Can you believe that?
Mashallah, I was almost there, and you helped bring me all the way there.
I mean, I was brought here from information that I knew. I didn't even know that. I was thinking, when do you plan for a child?
Before you even meet your spouse.
Before you even meet your spouse. Subhanallah. The latest, not the earliest. Imagine. So
that's why I want to teach my children this so much, because alhamdulillah, to have that mindset, that's a content and stable mindset to have right there. That's a content
and the stability,
and stable mindset to have.
The root of it is you get it from deen. You can't get it from nowhere else.
Yeah.
If you think you can get that contentment from money, you're wrong. If you think you can get that contentment from sleeping with tons of women, you're wrong. If you think you can get it from drugs, you're definitely wrong.
Yep, you're wrong. And you're going to continue to get your chemical composition changed, because that's going to be something that you should only rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the necessities that is written for you to have to make sure that your health is good.
Right.
And the only way you're going to learn that is if you humble yourself to go learn from others. Allah is going to be the one that guides you.
Right.
But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who puts these people in your life to help lead you and teach you.
Right.
That's what they're there for, to lead and teach.
Exactly.
And it's important. They're not the one who are guiding you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who's guiding you. But they're teaching you. And you have to have honor and respect for the ones who are teaching you and leading you. If not, you're never going to have the honor and respect that you say you have for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
But a little extension of security, and on the guy side, if you think about it, guys, a lot of guys who are in gang life, right? Where are they getting their security from? They won because they don't have that father in the home to give them that initial safe security. They go to their friends, which are then gang members, and then they say, oh yeah, here, have this, bad advice, but do this crime, and then you can be part of our group. You'll have some safety. We're with you, we'll protect you. Then they give you and you think, oh yeah, no, I'm safe. I can increase my ranks. I'm gonna feel like the man. And then they say, oh yeah, here's this weapon. This will get you security. And you keep the security. You think the gun is keeping you safe, but then why are you always stressed?
Yeah, the whole time.
Why you always itching? I'm not saying don't have a weapon, just to make sure. Like, you obviously have to do your due diligence and then probably also move out of your environment. But
quick facts I'm gonna give you right now. Don't trust people. Don't trust people that are gonna tell you to do something that they're not gonna do themselves.
Well, they do it themselves. They all be doing initiation. Crazy.
I'm gonna tell you this right here. The initiation
They're all
game.
done.
The initiation game is meant to set you up. I want y'all to know this right here. The initiation game is meant to set you up, and it's not meant to put you at wherever anybody. Don't let nobody sell you a dream. It's not meant to put you at where you think. You think it's putting you at a high pedestal. They're just putting you at the top of the clown record, and they're just gonna be playing you like the Joker card all the whole game. Life is not a card game. Life is not a chess game. Life is life. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in the middle of your game and the man walk through and knock the whole game over and like y'all game is done. You don't want to be a part of the game. You don't want to be trading cards, trading initiations, trading nonsensical information that is not going to lead you anywhere. If you want to have a gun, move to a state to where you could get your gun license. You could get all the big guns you want, get a good job. You know what I'm saying? You could get all the guns that you want. You don't have to try to do it under the table. Move to a state where you could carry it on yourself if that's something you want to do. And be smart about it. Don't be stupid about it. Because you have people that's going to be wanting you to be stupid about it just so that they could enslave you in jail. And then you're going to be working for 12 cents an hour. You know what I mean? You don't want that.
The New York Mafia does the same thing. They want to convince us that, oh my gosh, gangs are only in like the hood or whatever, like the ghettos. But even the New York Mafia, the Italian mafias, they do the same exact thing.
The Russians, the Serbians, the Slovakians,
everybody,
Croatians.
They use the same tactic. They feed on your insecurity that developed when you were a child. Then when you have this incessant pain in your soul, they leverage that to then twist things that are normally okay. You have a weapon, you're going to protect yourself, but they use it so they can put it in your hands, and now you already are unstable. You have this weapon on you, you're going to do something dumb. There was Michael Franchise or something like that. He was the Italian mafia guy. He left the mafia. What he was saying is, in the top 50 people of I think super rich gangsters, he was the only one who was alive and not in jail. He was ranked like 18. He was moving big money. So either you die or you go to jail. If you happen to climb the ranks, and apparently that's what gets you status. Guys, let's wake up. Where do you get your status from? Where do you get your rank from? Where do you get your security from? It's not from your best friend who's down the block. It's not from, oh, you killed someone, now you're the man. It's not from, oh, I had extramarital relations with all these women. These are insecurities. Where do you find the security from? From Allah. And you might think that, oh my gosh, because
Yahya alayhi salam, I don't even believe was ever married.
Yahya was
the cousin of Isa. Let me say, peace be upon him.
Cousin of Isa alayhi salam.
And he was never married. He lived in the wilderness, and that was his life. Like, that was his testimony. And look at his rank.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Look at his rank. So
yeah, I be getting emotional from that.
MashaAllah, I be getting emotional from that story too because of what they did to him. I'm saying, but insecurities is what will cause people to just completely give their life fully to Shaitan and allow Shaitan to do what it is. Shaitan was translated and be like, okay, go ahead, be disobedient forever then. Forever and ever and ever and ever, never come back ever and ever, ever again. Go be disobedient. Whoever wants to follow you is going to be the same thing for them. And don't ever say Shaitan is going to be like, no, it's not going to be the same. You can be disobedient a little bit. be disobedient a little bit. All Shaitan wants you to do is to put your hand in your head. And once you get fully in that mouth of the serpent, swallow it. The acid is going to start to just eat you up. And the same thing that's going to happen to the snake is going to happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Both is just going to be thrown into the fire and tormented forever. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that. We don't want to be no parts of that. When you come across a snake, what you got to do?
Go the other way.
Or you cut it up into pieces. And then go the other way. You know what I mean?
There's a verse about Shaitan on the Day of Judgment. Basically, all these people are going to go to Shaitan and be like, you're the one who led me down this road. Save me. I worship, like, not really worship, but I followed you. I followed your advice. Please help me. And Shaitan's literally going to say, I don't know any of you guys.
Right.
I didn't tell you to do that. You made that decision for yourself.
On that day, people will seek refuge with Shaitan for whatever reason it is that they're doing so. And of course, they completely forgot. What's the matter with you? You seeking refuge with what?
With what?
You forget
with your money.
You forget Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. You saying illah. You saying Shaitan is illah. What's the matter with you? You know what I'm saying?
That is okay. That I remember the point that I was trying to make about Allah, because when we say you should worship Allah,
Right.
actually, there's like you have to actually explain that.
Right.
Because why should you worship Allah? Why should you not worship your desires? Well, okay, but whatever. Why should you not worship Shaitan like the devil worshippers? Or why should you not believe that money is what's keeping you secure? Your gun is keeping you secure. Your man is keeping you secure. A lot of girls think that. A lot of women think that their man is. Why should you then believe Allah is keeping you secure? Why are we saying that that's the right path? Like, people are going to say, like, why should I assume that? One of the things, at least this is obviously there has to be like an Islamic rationale. But the way that I used to think about it is, one, even if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was not real, what are you losing by being submissive to Allah? Let's say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was not real. You're losing nothing if you're being submissive to Allah. Versus if you're submissive to the money or to a person, your boss or your man, you're losing something because that person is imperfect, or that person
is incomplete,
or
is everything on this planet.
You're gonna feel embarrassed, right? Like, let's say you're a woman and you're submissive to a super rich guy, but you guys are both atheists. You're gonna feel less than, right?
Constantly seeking. Yeah.
Constantly. And that's why they twisted the idea of marriage too, because you're submissive to your man. And I'm just gonna go on a little tangent, but because your man is submissive to Allah, you're not directly submissive to your man. So when they say you have to listen to your husband, that's not exactly the case. If your husband tells you go pray to an idol, you can just say no.
Yeah, be disobedient to that.
So what it is you are submissive to Allah and you don't lose anything by being submissive to Allah. Versus if you're submissive to anything else, you're submissive to the drugs, it'll destroy you. If you're submissive to Shaitan, he'll definitely wreck you. If you're submissive to the gang that you're part of, they'll throw you under the bus. If you're submissive to your gun, you can pull the trigger at the wrong time. Now you're in jail for life. Everything can snake you, but Allah will never snake you. What I'm saying is, if you worship Allah, even if he doesn't exist, how would something that doesn't exist snake you? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala obviously does exist. Compared to everything else that you were going to be submissive to, what makes sense to be submissive to?
The one that controls everything, or something that you could study and get a better understanding on and never get confused on. I'm not going to get confused on soil. I can study soil so much and I can keep learning more and more things about it. I'm not going to get confused about it. You're going to study Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so much and you're going to be like, I think I got it. And then boom, right then and there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to be like, what? There's more. But there's more. But there's more. And you're going to continue to learn more and more and more. you could get to a sense of confusion because that's just where somebody might get, and that's all right. But that's why you have to say, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim," because that sense of confusion that you're getting, it could chemically make you forget things. And when you say that, you're like, okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm thinking too much right now. Help me not get that. Help me not get amnesia in this moment. Save me from the chemical composition destruction. Save me from that right now. Help me remember you as best as possible. And inshallah, whatever it is that I was seeking to learn more of, I will learn. If I don't ever get to learn that much, I'm content and stable with what I know, because I'm doing my best to serve you in the best ways possible. And that's really it. It's only one. It's not multiple. And to even think that there's even Suleiman alayhi salam, there was a queen.
Sheba.
Yeah, they were bowing down to the sun. They were
worshippers.
Yeah, they were sun worshippers. They were prostrating to the sun. So, the message was sent to them like, hey, and I believe they accepted Islam after that. Yeah. So even that right there, just to understand, like, okay, this sun is a created thing. The moon, the tree, the wind, the leaves, all these are created things. Like, somebody could have just been like, wind worshippers just now would have been like, and then guess what? The wind just stopped. The wind just stopped. What now? You know what I mean? Like, so, but guess what didn't stop? The peace and the sacred voice of Allah never stopped. The movement of things of life is still going on. And that is what will never stop. The unsureness of what will happen next, that will never stop. And guess what? Allah knows all things. Allah knows best. Allah knows what will happen next. And we don't. So when we take that stance and say, I don't know what's going to happen next. I know so much about this and that, but I actually don't. And having that contentment will allow you to get through life in a peaceful way, and not complain about things that happen that might go wrong. But did it go wrong? Wait a minute. Exactly. So like having that understanding, like, you know what? Let me do my best, and what happens, happens. Let me do my best. What happens will just happen. Yeah. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a plan, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will save those who want to be saved, and then those people will come to Islam regardless. Then maybe I wouldn't be as emotional. Maybe I would say the same things, but very in a stoic manner. But maybe even emotion is a good thing for stoicism. But I think maybe inside of me there is that insecurity, like, oh, I want to help the most people, and then maybe that's a good thing. But then also I have to be super content with the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who decides at the end of the day.
MashaAllah.
You know what I mean? So
there's different types of people, and I'm actually thankful that you bring that up. So there's different types of people, and you don't want to say that you want to have that stoicism necessarily, because stoicism is good. You do want to have the stoicism, but you also want to be able to, like, transcend. Like, sometimes the wind goes fast, sometimes the wind blows slow. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just be like, I'm going to just be this one thing, and I'm going to stick to this one thing, because then that is like a form of insecurity as well. Like, not being content with being able to be versatile, which is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be having to have a versatility. And in this country, they'll call it like being bipolar. Like, this whole conversation, this is why I'll have to cut it up into different segments. People will say like, okay, this person got emotional here, excited here, sad here, this there, that there. This person's bipolar. Hey, 1 million people will watch this video and be helped by it, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what would they have to say then? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. And
then they'll still probably have something to say. So, inshallah, making sure that we do our best and then not know what happens next. It's just like a marathon. I ran a 5K race the other day. I was running for a portion of it, and I slowed down, start walking. And people was probably passing me thinking like, this guy, man, is all tired out now. Little do they know, I'm just catching my breath. I'm gonna run right past you again. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was doing the whole entire thing. I was slowing down. People would like pass me, and then I would run my speed that I would run, and I'd go past them. And it wasn't a race. It was honestly something I wanted to do with my family, to be honest with you. They said that they were going to go do that. I haven't seen them in so long. And, you know, after I accepted Islam, you know, they thought there was something wrong with me. So,
yeah,
you know, just to go out there and just be there with them and let them know, like, hey, I can do this interaction with you. You know, when y'all celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff like that, I probably might, you know, be renting a room somewhere else for that 2 days or something like that. I might get like somewhere to stay somewhere else through that time period. But you know, I'm not gonna be doing any heathenism or paganism, celebrating any holidays like that.
True.
But if we're gonna do the 5K race, will we exercising? Let's go exercise. Let's go run around, have fun, exercise, breathe heavy.
Right.
If y'all want to eat food, what are you cooking fish today? I'll eat with y'all today. Are you cooking that? Oh, I don't want to eat that. You know, oh, it's from the Amish. I don't know what they say.
Can we eat Amish food? That's a good question.
We don't know what they say. It's not.
I don't know.
It's not. If they say like Elohim, and then they do the animal, I believe that's kosher.
Oh, yeah, we can eat kosher.
Yeah, so I believe that's kosher. If they say
Amish
like
Jewish or
Elohim,
Christian? I thought they were Christian, right?
I don't know. I don't know what they are for. So I do know.
I know
that
they go to church. I think they're Christian.
I do know that they abide by like a strict set of laws, like for themselves, and like they sanctify themselves. So I'm not really too sure.
Okay.
They even plant they plant that stuff too.
Tough.
Yeah. So, but
And the Jewish Torah actually, because we're talking about religions, the Jewish Torah predicted the Prophet ﷺ was going to come.
Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Muhammad. They actually had they knew. That's why some Jewish people converted to Islam in the early days. But there were a lot of Jewish people who were like,
I always go in there. I always go in there and like when Isa alayhi salam said that I will send you a comforter, I always thought that was a prophecy that was meant.
A prophecy, that's what.
That was meant that Jibreel would be sent to Muhammad alayhi salam.
Yeah.
When I read that right there and I accepted Islam, I always thought like it's the Quran.
It's wild.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I thought when I read that. Like that's why I was so ready like to like accept Islam, because I'm like, yeah, this is the ending line right here. Like I'm gonna learn what I could end with.
Yeah. And the Jewish people, they have this hatred towards the Christians because they're like, oh, well, you guys are the new religion. And then the Christians hate the Muslims because, oh, you're the new religion. But nobody ever thinks about this. Technically, Zoroastrianism was before Judaism. And we're all actually one. There was the same creator that sent these books, but then we just believe that there was like changes in the books. The Quran was the only one that we believe was not changed. But which is why we can say like, oh, we can reference this as the word of Allah. If your book is changed, it's not the word of Allah. Like it could have been. It was at one point, but then.
Yeah, that's it. And people take like a great hatred towards that. And
yeah, they think the newer religion is like not a good thing. Yeah. That older is a good thing. But if you consider older, then Zoroastrianism was before you Jewish guys. So like, yeah. And actually, the Christians see us the same way. They think like, oh well, Islam is the newer religion, we're the older religion. But I feel like that's the weirdest one, because right before you, there's the Jewish people who are older than you guys. Why don't then you guys become Jewish? And
even Yahya alayhi salam, like even in the Bible, John the Baptist is Yahya So to clarify that, so John the Baptist, peace be upon him, Yahya alayhi salam, they're the same person. Okay. So he had his own disciples, and when Isa alayhi salam actually came to him and was in that moment, John still had his own disciples alayhi salam. He still had his own disciples, and they were following the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They were not following just one person. Isa alayhi salam in the Bible, it quotes him saying that I did not come to do away with the law, but to fulfill it. What the law was they talking about? They was talking about Moses, alayhi salam. So, and then he saying he came to fulfill it. Why? So that when he leave, not die, but when he leaves and transcends, inshallah, he not inshallah, mashallah, he literally said that a comforter will be sent in the translation. And then guess what? We have the Quran. What is the Quran? They say it heals the heart. Some people say that, right? Some people say it heals the heart. I say it heals the heart. I told my mom that the other day. I told my mom, like, I used to have like chest pains growing up. Every time I recite the Quran, I literally feel blood flowing through my whole body better. Wallahi, when I say this, people think like I'm joking when I say this. People seriously think like, oh, this guy's being exaggerative. I don't care. I know how my voice changed when I recite the Quran. Like, I know how my voice, I know. I don't even have to, when I'm by myself, because I've been told I'm not allowed to do pray in there. I have to go outside. I don't care how cold it is out here, how the wind is blowing. Mashallah, when I come outside and out here, I said I'm physically able to do this. That's what I say. I said I'm still physically able to do this. In some countries, they'll cut your legs off and say, nope, you're not going to be able to do that. They'll cut your hands off. They'll break your back. Nope, you're not going to be able to do sujood. You're not going to be able to do a ruku. Because you're going to hurt you. You're not going to be able to do it. Guess what? I'm still physically able to do it. So whatever stipulations are put in front of me is honestly just making me, it's just strengthening my iman and my fitrah that I had when I was a child, when I came out the womb and I obeyed the first order to breathe this air. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that moving forward. Because in life, you're entering into different wombs of life every single time of life. And you have to obey the first commandment in every part of life. You know, whether that's like, okay, you lose this vehicle, be patient. You lose this job, okay, be patient for what's next. Be patient for what's next. Be patient for what's next. Be patient for what's next.
Yeah, so when I grab this sabr.
Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, we will have that.
And the point that you brought up, like, it actually made me realize another insecurity that I have, like, the Jewish people versus the Christian people versus the Muslim people. You said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one. We got the same message from the same Allah. We say Allah, it translates to God, but then when we say Allah, anyway.
Allah, so Illah translates to God. God means deity. God is a German word that means deity. Allah means the one true God.
But the word God is why we were talking about the English and all. It's a gendered word. Because God is the male version of goddess. So,
and that's another word as well.
It goes back to language.
It goes back to language, and people call it semantics.
Chaos.
Yep, people call it semantics.
And then people was like, "Oh, Allah is crazy. You believe in Allah, right?" And then you say the same thing as like Lord or something. They're like,
"But it's
no,
even
not.
better."
It's Allah.
But it's even better, and I always have to stand on that because I'm like, you know what? Well, guess what? You can't refer to Allah. You can't refer to anything else as Allah.
There you go.
You can't refer to anything else as Al-Rahim. You cannot refer to anything else as that.
Right.
Or Ash-Shahid. You cannot refer to anything else as that. And then what are they going to say? Oh, I'm going to call myself. Hey, you just blaspheme right there. Guess what? Now you just blaspheme. Because you can't do that.
Exactly.
And if you want to do that, go ahead. That's what Shaitan thought he was going to be able to do. And guess what happened to that? Guess what happened? You don't need to guess. I just tell you. So that's what makes my faith in my iman so like that, because when I realized, like, in English, there was never things that we could reference just for Allah. Yeah, we could say like the King of Kings in English, the Lord of Lords, things like that, and it means the same thing. But yeah, it'll start to confuse people, and then people will say,
like, when I say God is a gendered term and then I explain it, it makes sense. But like if I tell somebody else, who grew up their whole life using the word God,
Right.
they're not ready for that conversation yet. They
Not
just
as
want
yet.
to hear the word God. They want to hear the word Jesus. Like, you're in a great position because you know, like, that, for example, John the Baptist is Yahya.
Right.
Like me, I didn't even know that Yahya, I didn't even know, like, the whole story about Yahya, and then you're talking about John the Baptist. So, yeah, like, the insecurity about infighting within religions. Even if you look at what's going on in Israel, they claim that it's about Jewish people hurting Muslim people, but if you really look deeper into it, the Orthodox Jews don't even want that land. They're like, that's not what we do. It's only the Zionists who say, oh yeah, no, we want that land. And then they don't have a plan about what about the people there. Their idea is, let me just kill them all. And the video that I watched is like kind of like laid it down, where there are these people, the Zionists, who are really just, what's the word for a devil worshiper?
I mean, let's just say, let's just call them what they are, mushrik.
Mushrik.
Yeah.
The mushriks. Wait, doesn't mushrik just mean non-believer or
No,
disbeliever?
that's kafir.
Kafir is
Kafir
non-believer.
is non-believer. Mushrik is one who relates other people in worship with Allah. Right?
Okay, mushrik. Let's go with mushrik.
Yeah, mushrik.
These people, they are doing child sacrifice on the children there. 20,000 children have died.
Satanists.
Satanists.
Okay, yeah,
That's the English for it.
Yeah, let's be more direct with who
For
they
the
are.
English.
Yeah, they're Satanists.
They're Satanists because they want to create this child sacrifice to create a world full of hatred, and they're planting the seed. They're trying to make the soil such that they can bring back the Dajjal. They want, that's why some Christians, they also support the Israelis and the Zionist Israelis, because they want the day of judgment to come back. They want the Dajjal back. They want the resurrection of Christ. But it's like so super twisted that you're gonna sacrifice these kids. Anyway, this is a whole other topic. But the point about we all believe in one Allah, or however you want to say it, one God or one Lord. Even like Christ, one Christ is like kind of like one. Because people will say, like, I believe in God. Like, if you ask a Christian, do you believe in God? They'll be like, I believe in God. Or like, I believe in Jesus. They kind of also believe in one.
So Isa alayhi salam is the Messiah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Isa alayhi salam is the Messiah. And there is only one Messiah, but that does not make the Messiah God Almighty.
Right.
And that is what a lot of people were failing to realize, because in the Old Testament, in English translation, it spoke about the coming of the Messiah. It spoke about how, he would be, bruised and beaten. Essentially, us as Muslims in Islam, we do not believe that Isa alayhi salam died in the way that they're saying. And we do not believe that he was sacrificed. We do not believe this. We believe that's what they wanted.
Perpetrate.
Yeah, what was perpetrated, what they wanted. We definitely believe that the Messiah was taken to a place where this is not going to happen, and to even view that they think this was going to happen, needed to be seen from a different realm, and everything needed to be put on like a halt for when the return does happen of the Messiah, peace be upon him, to where it'd be like, okay, hey, this is not the day of Qiyamah though. A lot of people might think that's the day of Qiyamah.
Oh, it's different?
The return of the Messiah.
And then it's the day of Qiyamah?
Yeah. Because Isa is going to judge people and bring peace.
And kill the
there's one
Dajjal,
ultimate
also
judge.
known as the Antichrist.
And that's going to be a day of confusion for a lot of people.
Gotcha. But okay, so if Christians believe that the Messiah is God, my question, and I know I'm gonna sound ignorant for saying this, but like my question is, how did the Jews kill God? Or did God like just accept? God let his son die? It's very confusing, because if Jesus is God,
right,
why would God allow the Jews to kill him?
That's the thing. And alhamdulillah, I know the answer now. Watch this.
I bet.
The hatred that you even think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would allow this to happen,
True.
the passion that you think you even did that, I'm going to let you just build that up for the rest of your life. Build that up for the rest of your life.
That's so true.
When you meet who you think you would have did that to,
Yeah.
are you going to be so scared? And then guess what? You did a wrong thing right there because you was only supposed to fear Allah anyways. And you're going to be told to go meet Allah now.
Even in
I'm
the
not
beginning
going to
of
do
Baqarah,
nothing. Go meet Allah now.
that exact
And
point
that's
is
going to
made.
be a day of confusion for so many people. It's going to be so many confusion right there because that day they're going to be like, where do I got to go? Hey, there's only one place for you to go. There's only one place. But I don't know. Exactly. You didn't know the whole time.
Right. Inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives the people who have good intentions. Like, we as Muslims believe that, like, true Christians, true Jews, inshallah, will get into Jannah. Right.
With good intentions that.
Good
that have
intentions.
good intentions that want to be
Right.
like, okay, there's only one God. I don't know all things. Let me follow what I know as best as possible.
But I think it also speaks to, like, the division. Like, we just love to hate.
Yeah.
We, like, love to hate the other religions. But we're technically on the same team if you think about it. Like, the teams that are for Allah, for God. But yet, they got the Christians fighting the Muslims, like the Crusades. They got the Israelis killing our people. We got Muslims fighting. It's just
a lot.
Insanity. And it's the division that was created because of the corruption that was created by these people who were influenced by shaitan to create this division.
Right.
If the Torah was still around, wouldn't we love, like, why we would?
I believe it is.
It is.
I believe they still have copies of it. The English, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy is a translation and does not have the fullness of the Torah in there. And people need to understand that. They say, oh, this is it. It's just a translation and everything is not in there.
Yeah, so we should really be more united.
Right.
Yet, we're fighting each other, and then within Christianity, Christians are fighting each other, and within Muslims, we're fighting each other. And then the point about, oh, why don't you become Jewish? The Jewish people are so, like, I was in, when I went to UMBC, there was, like, a interfaith center. Right. And I was hearing the guys talk, and, like, they were saying, like, oh, we don't actually believe in God. Believing in God is an option as a Jew. And then later on, I kind of learned that being Jewish is an ethnicity.
Right.
So you can be an atheistic Jew. And when I heard that, I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Yep, you can.
So when I said, like, oh, yeah, why don't you become Jew? Because if you literally ask a Jew, or if you go to Israel and be like, hey, I want to become a Jew, they'll be like, no, where's your lineage? Where's your blood?
Exactly.
But do we do that for Islam? Do you need to be a certain race to become Muslim?
Musa alayhi salam, when as he was going down the river, to be sent away, he was brought into the Pharaoh's palace by the princess. He was raised in Pharaoh's palace as a prince. Musa alayhi salam, he was raised as a prince. True. Now this was in Egypt. Now Musa alayhi salam was Jew. He was a Jew.
Right.
So
we think that all prophets are Muslim. Well, then Jew. Okay, yeah, he was Jew.
All of them are Muslim.
Worship, because Muslim means worshiper.
Exactly. Like I'm Jamaican, but I'm Muslim. I'm Costa Rican. I'm Muslim. American. I'm Muslim. You're a Blackfeet tribe. You're Muslim. If you're Muslim, you need to be Muslim. You need to submit. Whatever you are, wherever you come from, if you're one who submits into Allah, you are called a Muslim. It doesn't matter where you come from. It does not matter what you look like. It does not matter how long you want to grow your hair. If you want to cut all your hair off, that does not matter.
If you worship Allah, you're Muslim. But let's say, let's just say for conversational
purposes, follow the straight path in Islam. At about that time, my phone turned off. Thanks for watching.